Cheer for our kid! We're the Hillman Tigers, and you're watching the fifth down at WBKB. Wow!
Welcome to week 9 of the fifth down. I'm Larissa Liska.
And I'm Mike Yakachonis. We don't have a game of the week, but we have one athlete from Alpena chasing school records.
And a few teams have already secured a spot in the playoffs. Up first, let's talk about the Hillman Tigers. This is their first year of 8-man football, and they've only lost to Gres-Sims. Tonight, the Tigers take on Heston Academy Patriots for senior night, a team Hillman beat week 5, 52-6. The orange and black were hyped from the start of the game, and wow, this looks like a strong playoff-ready team. First quarter, toss goes to Gage Stanky. He's following his block as he rounds the outside, and he's gone for a 19-yard senior touchdown. Tigers lead 8-0. Let's see if all the seniors can score. Next drive, Corey Hennigan drops back, and it's the Hennigan to Gunnar Mellingen connection for the 29-yard touchdown. Hillman is up 16-0. But Tigers keep on rolling. Caleb Sanders bobbing and weaving a path. He's got one man to beat for a 31-yard Hillman touchdown. Make the score 28-0. In second quarter, this one is my favorite. We've got a senior lineman who rumbles and stumbles his way in for a touchdown. Give it up for Fisher Linsman. And the Tigers trouble the Patriots 71-0. Sanders led the team with 233 yards and 3 touchdowns on 9 carries. And for some more scores, the Whittemore-Prescott Cardinals traveled to Pinconning and barely lost 35-27. Senior Ridge Schutte finished the year with 1,958 yards and 23 touchdowns. And the Posen Vikings hang on in a close 32-26 win over Manistee Catholic. Woo, 2 close games. Vikings had 2 rushers break the 1,000-yard mark. Sam Burnett led the charge with 22 carries, 207 yards and 3 touchdowns, followed by Mark Wisniewski with 21 carries for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. Ben Delecta contributed 9 tackles.
That's quite a lot of stats there, Larissa. You know, Rogers City completely turned itself around after a rough 2017 season. First-year head coach Jesse Fenstermaker and the rest of the football Hurons came out with a chip on their shoulder, and they wanted to prove something to everyone. Tonight, they squared off against Manton, a team that head coach Jesse Fenstermaker told me before the game were a hard-hitting, tough group. But first, a congratulations to Taylor Fleming and Caleb Budnick for being crowned homecoming king and queen at Rogers City. Up first, check out this run by Michael Karsten. He gets outside and he's got blockers in front of him. He makes it all the way down to the 5, but the Hurons couldn't capitalize on this possession. Now we're going to move ahead to the second quarter. Rogers City executes a perfect counter. Jeff Ellenberger takes it all the way to the outside and gets across for the Huron touchdown. Rogers City would convert the 2-point conversion and take an 8-0 lead. Still in the second, it looks like the Hurons are running up the middle, but Caleb Beatty keeps it himself, and he's going to dive inside the pylon. The Hurons couldn't convert this 2-point conversion, but they still lead 14-0. Justin Nowecki, he's going to get in on the fun as the big man gets on the fumble in the third quarter. That was actually his second fumble recovery of the game as Rogers City shuts out Manton 14-0 as they head into the playoffs. They'll probably have home field advantage in their first playoff game. To the scoreboards we go. Fellow Division 8 team Johannesburg-Lewiston won 67-14 over Inland Lakes. Kevin Geringer led the way for the Cardinals with 5 touchdowns. It'll be interesting to see if Joburg and Rogers City cross paths in the playoffs now. Alcona ended tonight's season with a 36-0 loss to Climax-Scotts. Now, Larissa, we've usually had a rock and roll tribute or some other kind of musical tribute for our halftime performance, but tonight, let's take a listen to the Rogers City Band as they perform their victory song.
Great group of cheerleaders this entire season. But up next, the Alpena Wildcats entered Friday Night Lights matchup looking for a win on senior night, earning one more victory than last season and having the chance to help senior Logan Guthrie break some school records. But the Wildcats were up against the playoff-bound Bulldogs. The student section was excited to see the Wildcats play one last time. First quarter, Chelsea's Quinn Starkey drops a dime to Hunter Neff, and the Bulldogs go up 7-0. You know what, Alpena, they fight back. Second quarter, Wildcats sit 7 yards out. Handoff goes to Jordan Schultz, and he bulldozes his way for the 7-7 tie. The junior stepped up big tonight. Now, less than 2 minutes into the half, Eric Troy finds the end zone for the go-ahead 14-7 lead. The fourth quarter, 3rd and 10, ball on the 15. This play was huge. Alpena's Troy forces a fumble, and Schultz comes up with the pigskin. He knocks down one. He powers past two, and the Bulldogs finally bring him down. What a fourth quarter stand. Now here's the stat of the night. Logan Guthrie broke the all-time rushing record for the Wildcats. It was a big moment for the entire team, and Alpena pulled off the final win of the season over Chelsea, 28-14. The seniors and Guthrie are pretty excited to be ending the season with a bang.
I was a little worried because obviously they were targeting me, but you know, I just didn't keep it in my head and try to get as far as I can and run through the kids as much, get every down that I can. And in the middle of the game when they announced that, I was so fired up. But you know, you got to push through. And there is one better thing that happened today, though, and that was the win.
See the payoff just with everything, you know, and all the battles and all the struggles, and just keep fighting and see that kind of success. It's really good stuff.
Now this next team has a shot at state. Gres-Sims is on the hunt for their first playoff win in school history. Now they've defeated Brethren tonight 62-6. Can they get it next week? Caden Zion was 11 for 15 for 242 yards and 4 touchdowns. And this was big. Ryan Schweierson ran for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. Plus, he led the defense with 6 solo tackles and 8 assists.
Now, Larissa, Augre's been dominant, but you know who else has been dominant? Those Oscoda Owls. And Oscoda dominated the majority of their opponents all season. In fact, they've outscored opponents 343-77. Wow. In their final regular season game, they hosted Farwell. Head coach Mark Whitley got his players ready for a cold one. Now we're going to move up to the second quarter. Braden Malik finds Owen Franklin right over the middle, and he's going to go all the way for the Owls' touchdown. That touchdown was good for a 12-0 lead as Oscoda failed to convert their 2-point conversion. Later in the second, it's Caleb Nagel's turn to add his name to the stat sheet. He runs tough to get the short yardage touchdown for the Owls, and they go up 18-0. This time they convert the 2-point conversion, good for a 20-0 lead. We're not done yet. Malik fakes the screen and takes it all the way to the end zone himself. The Owls are really laying it on Farwell as they end up taking a 27-0 lead. Now in the third, Tyler Savray just intercepted the Farwell team, and he ends up getting the following touchdown as he runs all the way down the field to give Oscoda a 48-0 lead. And the Owls go on to win 49-0. Oscoda finishes the season 8-1, and we caught up with Braden Malik after the game.
It feels great. I was really happy to do it for all the seniors. They're always who I play for every game, so it's good to come out with a big win.
Tawas Braves fell to Carson City-Crystal 28-36, but they still have a shot to make the playoffs. We'll be watching their bracket very closely on Sunday when everything is revealed. Atlanta and Ontonagon kick off tomorrow at 2 p.m. at a neutral site in Eben Junction, Superior Central.
And speaking of the big reveal, this Sunday, teams will await their fate at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports Detroit for the Selection Sunday show, so you can watch it as well. We will be. Brackets and opponents will be announced for districts.
And that's all we have for the last week of the regular season here at the Fifth Down.
Thank you so much for watching your Northeast Michigan High School football with us. We'll keep you posted on the local teams and the playoffs.
The Fifth Down is brought to you by Pratscape's Gift Shops. Unique, antique, vintage, and new, we've got it all for you. Gambles of Alpena. Family owned. Sales, parts, and factory trained technicians. Alpena Buick GMC. Alpena's volume selling leader on US 23 North Alpena. Wolverine State Credit Union. Homegrown. Once a member, always a member. Alpena Agency. Auto, home, life, health, and business. We make insurance easy. And Arzo's Amusement Park. Make all your wishes come true.